Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so this is how you do a manual entry of journal. So as long as the journal is say 2 lines, it's well and good, you can come to this particular form and you can enter the journal. But if the journal has got a multiple lines, or if it has got a hundreds of lines, then it is practically not possible to come to this particular screen and then press a down arrow and then slowly start entering the lines here. So Oracle has provided a functionality called web ADI. Web ADI is actually Excel based tool. So what you can do is you can go to this journals. There is something called launch journal wizard. So double click on that launch journal wizard. It will open your web page. Okay. So select the layout. So maybe for the so these are all the layouts which are applicable for journals. So if you want to enter a functional journals, you need to use these functional currency journals. You need to use any of these templates. If you want to use the foreign currency, if you want, you can use any of these journals. So for the time being, we'll start with the functional journals. And also, I'll also explain you the significance between this multiple and single. We'll directly start with the multiple. So these are all the Oracle provided seeded layouts. So we'll start with the functional journals, and within functional, we'll start with the multiple. Okay. Click on create document. Okay, so when you click on create document, it will try to open a Excel file. So click on open. Okay, and there are some macros, so you need to enable the macros. If the macros are disabled in your Excel, it will throw that message, and you need to definitely enable the. If you do not enable the macro, so here you can observe these are the normal Excel tools, and let's see now if I enable the macro, what will happen here. Okay, see, as soon as I enable the macro, I can see there is one more tab, Oracle. Okay, and there is a button called upload. Okay, if you disable the macro, system will not give that particular menu of Oracle, and if that particular tab is not available, you will not be able to upload the journal entries to Oracle GL. So in a normal again production support scenario, so this is what happens, like Oracle users do not enable the macros and they say that I do not have a menu to upload on journals to Oracle. So the reason would be he would have disabled the macros, so you need to definitely enable the macro. Okay, and let me save this particular spreadsheet to my desktop. Okay, you always save it as a macro enabled workbook. Okay. So here if you observe, there are a couple of things here. As we have downloaded this particular web ADI from a particular responsibility and from Oracle, you can see that there's a database name. Okay, you cannot change this. So this is how there is a link between this particular spreadsheet and Oracle. And the ledger name is also defaulted. Ledger name is defaulted to Reliance INR ledger. The reason being, we have downloaded that particular web ADI from Gen Ledger Super User Reliance INR. So for this particular responsibility, the profile option or the ledger name is Reliance INR. So that's how that ledger is defaulted. Okay, and the chart of accounts is also defaulted. Now, this is a more or less similar to whatever you have seen in the front end forms, wherein you need to specify your general category, general source, general description, accounting date, debits and credits. Okay, so start with ledger. If you double click on this, you can see the ledger as Reliance INR ledger. Ideally, you can hide this particular field because ledger is already available here. Okay, and categories. What is the general category? Adjustment category. And what is the general source? Ideally, general source should also be hidden here. We should always default it to a spreadsheet source, but this being a testing environment, they have not done that because we should not be using any other sources here. Okay, general line description, you can say again same Reliance salary per September 2017.
So Arvind, can we control the fields in the WebADI template?
Yes, I can explain you that. Like first let me just show you a simple WebADI upload. Then I can explain you how to customize this WebADI template. Okay. Accounting date,
Okay.
that is nothing but your GL date. So pick up today's date. And what is the account code combination which you want to debit? 01. And account is, I want to pick up salary account. Go with the description. Salaries account. This combination is valid. So select. Okay. I want to debit it with say 25,000 rupees. Okay. This is the line for debit. Now this being in Excel, I can copy it. So it is saving a data entry time for me. Now I want to credit this. I want to credit a cash account. So what I'll do is I'll copy the same thing, double click on this, and I'll just change only the account. So this is the significance of WebADI. You can do a copy paste. You can use all your Excel features, which is like kind of a cumbersome if there are lot number of lines when you're doing the same activity from the forms. Okay, 25,000. Save this. This is some other my Excel issue. That's fine. Click OK. Okay, now you have entered all the required values. So even here you can see a star. A star indicates a list of values. Sorry, a star indicates a mandatory, and it says list is a text field or number field or whatever it is. Okay. Click on Oracle. Click on Upload. So here you got a couple of fields like whether you want to upload all the fields and flagged rows. So when you say flagged rows, these rows, I want to go for all rows. Okay. Validate before upload. So if you check this particular checkbox, system will perform some kind of a validations, whether the account code combination whatever you have entered is a proper or not, whether the debit and credits are equal. Couple of validations which system does. Automatically submit journal input. So when you say automatically submit journal input, what system is doing is WebAD is actually still kind of an external interface to Oracle GL. So if you do not check this checkbox, what will happen is once you click on, once you upload this particular journal, it will go and sit the data in the GL interface table. You need to manually run something called journal import program to pull the data from your interface. So remember, within Oracle, there are different modules: general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, and legacy system. So whenever there is an what do you call integration, or whenever the system is trying to send the data from one module within Oracle to another module, it will go through an interim table, which is nothing but an interface table. Even from subledgers, when you are sending the data from say AP to GL, it goes through your interface table, and from interface table it comes to your GL table. Similarly, now this WebADI is still a kind of an external tool or external kind of an interface, wherein once you enter the data in this particular spreadsheet, it is coming into the GL interface table, and from GL interface table it is comes to your GL base table. Okay, so check the checkbox of automatically submit journal input. So once you check the checkbox, automatically the data, once it moves to your GL interface, it will automatically import from your interface table into your GL base tables. Okay, check this checkbox and click on upload. Here you are able to see some message: your document is being uploaded to the server, data on desktop sent. Okay, so here you can see some message. Two rows were successfully updated, and this is some request ID which got triggered. Okay, click on close. Here you can see green smileys. If there is an error, you will be able to see a red color here, and here you will be able to see the appropriate error message if there are any errors. Okay, I can even show you one or two examples with errors. Okay. A request ID got triggered, so go to view request, click on find. So this is the request ID which got triggered, and it's completed normal. Okay, you can click on view output. So this is the batch which got triggered. Okay, so if you observe in this particular template, I did not mention any batch name or general header name. So as I have not mentioned any batch name or general header name, system has automatically generated its own name using some naming convention. Okay, but if you want a batch name and header name to be added to the template, that is possible as part of the customization which I said. Okay, I can show you that a bit later. Now let me bring up this particular batch. Okay, this is the batch which you have entered. So this is the account which got debited and this is the account which got credited. Okay, and this is the effective date. You can check that the date whatever you have used, 10th of September, and the amount is 25,000. Amount is 25,000 and currency is INR, and this is the ledger and this is the category whatever you have used. Okay, so it is very much similar to whatever you have entered from front end, but it is a tool or WebADI tool wherein you can upload using this spreadsheet tool. So the significance of this is generally in a live client environment, users will save this particular template, and every month they just open the template and then just make some changes to the amounts or the dates, and then they can upload the template. And especially this is useful if you have got a large number of journal lines. So any questions here? Okay.
No, clear.
Yeah, so what I can do is I can close this particular spreadsheet. I'll close all the spreadsheets. Okay, now so in September I have entered this particular journal entry. So and next month I want to pass the same journal entry. So what I'll do is I'll open this particular template. Okay, again enable the macros. Okay, next month I want to pass the same entry. So what I do is I'll change this particular date from say September to October. Okay, and it could be same amount or could be different amount. It could be maybe I'll just change the amount, say 26,000. Okay, now I want to click on Oracle upload. So now let's see. Okay, click on upload.
Maybe you can change the description. Okay, it's okay.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, I think I should have changed the description, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's a valid point. So now what we'll do is like so this is a user mistake. Okay, I have actually uploaded the same journal. I have changed the what do you call accounting date, but I did not change the description. I realized that only after entering of the journal. So what we can do now, journal is not yet posted. So what we can do now, we can delete the journal. Okay, do you want to delete the entire batch or just the current journal? Say entire batch. Save this. Okay, now the journal entry is deleted. Okay, now you can go back to the same template. Okay, October, or the other option would have been, even like as the journal entry is not yet posted, even in the front end forms you would have you would have changed the description. That is another option. Okay, now I am re-uploading this. Okay, go to view, request. Journals, enter, pull up that batch name and click on find. Okay, so this is an unposted status. Okay, you can see the 26,000. Okay, I think there is some problem with this particular field, because whatever the description, whatever you have entered, ideally the description should come here, but the description is coming as journal input created. Generally, you get the description as journal input created if you do not enter any description. That's the standard functionality. If you do not enter description this way, I mean, if you do not enter this, so that's why the general description comes as the journal input created. But looks like there's some issue with that particular field. Okay, anyways, but that's how, like, you enter the description, that the description should come here, and once the general is created, you can post this particular batch. Okay, so now how to customize this particular template? You want to what do you call, disable certain fields, enable certain new fields, or increase or decrease the size of certain fields. So how you can do that? So for that, you need to have a WebADA responsibility. I don't think so I have that responsibility. Let me add that. Okay, so go to this Oracle WebADA responsibility, go to the define layout. Okay, let me close all other. So what is the integrator name? So the integrator name will be General Ledger Journals. So within the General Ledger Journals, we got couple of layouts. So your foreign currency, multiple single, functional currency, multiple single. Okay, and pick up, say this is the one which we were using. So pick up this. What you can do is click on duplicate. So don't ever try to make changes to the standard Oracle provided template. Try to duplicate that and make the changes directly to your own template. What happened? Yeah. So it has created a copy of our template. So give your own name. You can just say Reliance functional actuals multiple. Click on apply. Okay. Your layout copied successfully. Now what is your new layout? This is your new layout. Okay. Now come back to this particular layout. Now click on update. Click on next. Okay, so this is the layout. So whatever you have enabled here, that is what is being coming in the WebADA template. Okay, and again, these are all the fields only available. If you want to add some extra other fields, then that's a total customization of your WebADA. But these are all the other fields which are available. If you want, you can enable or disable couple of these things. So what I'll do is, as far as the source is concerned, it is a spreadsheet and it is coming at a line level. I want to move this from line level to this context level. This is called context level, so that nobody will be able to change that. So what I'll do is I'll change this source as line to context, and default values spreadsheet. So that is the default general source. Default type is constant. Okay, and what else I want to change? Maybe I want to bring in the general batch name and general name at the header level, general header level. Okay, and what else I want to bring in? I think that's it for the time being. Okay, now click on next. Okay, and you can actually play around with this prompt span or data span or hint span. This is for the context. That is, if you want to increase or decrease these fields, the context field, you can play around there. And if you want to increase or decrease the general header context, sorry, general header fields length, you can what do you call, you can play around here. You can increase or decrease, and all lines before frozen pan will be fixed in the data entry rows, 10 rows. Now you are getting a default of 10 rows. If you want to increase it to say 20, we can do that. I just want to increase it from 10 to 20. Okay, what else? And this is the width for each of these fields: ledger, category, general description, general reference, debit and credit. What I'll do is I'll just increase the length for the what else? Maybe I'll just pick up say debit and credit. Okay. Now the debit and credit is say, or we'll pick up something else. Debit and credit should be fine. So from 25, I will increase to say 50. Okay. Make these changes. Apply this. Okay. Now try to download this template and let's see how it works. Close the old template. Now try to download a new template. Okay. You can do it from create document from this Oracle WebAD responsibility, or you can go to your General Ledger Reliance INR responsibility and download that. You can see the template, whatever the layout, whatever we have created is available here. Reliance functionals actual multiple. Click on create document. Click on open. Okay. Options, enable. If you do not want to do this enabling of content every time whenever you are opening this template, there is some Excel options available within your Excel settings. You can always say always enable macros. Okay, here you can see now the look and feel has changed. So the debit field and the credit field size got increased. Okay, and you can see now the batch name and journal name is also coming as a header, and journal source is coming as a spreadsheet, which you cannot, it is going to context field, so you cannot change this. So always all the journals which are uploaded through WebAD will have a source of spreadsheet after this particular change. Okay, and you are not even allowing a user to change this particular spreadsheet, the source of a spreadsheet. Okay, you can enter the other values and you can proceed further from here. Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay. So this is also one of the implementation requirement. Like in all the implementation project, they will not be satisfied with the Oracle provided seeded layout. They'll ask you to make some changes to the layout, like increasing of the size of the field or adding of some extra fields. Or like, I mean, when I say adding, like just enabling of some of the extra fields which are not available in the seeded template, and moving the fields here and there. You can also move the fields from, say, debit and credit is at the far end and the account is also at the far end. You can even move the account code combination fields to maybe make it as say first field or second field, something like that. Okay. Okay, so that completes the spreadsheet